The first time I tried to make my own oregano oil 5 years ago, I was so proud of myself. I had filled a beautiful glass jar with fresh oregano from my garden, covered it with olive oil, and waited patiently. But when I finally opened it 3 weeks later, I nearly gagged. It smelled musty, almost fermented. I had accidentally created a breeding ground for bacteria instead of a remedy for my brain. I had made the number one mistake that almost every do-it-yourself tutorial on the internet misses. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Mind Over Age. After 20 years of botanical research, I realized that making your own neural shield is worth doing, not just for your brain, but for your wallet. Today, I'm sharing the truth about making oregano oil at home. I'll show you the 3 critical mistakes that can ruin your batch, and the exact master method I now use to ensure my oil is potent, safe, and effective for staying sharp at 58. You might be asking, why not just buy it? If you've seen my previous videos, you know that Carvacrol is the bodyguard of your brain cells. It fights the neuroinflammation that causes menopause brain fog. But here's the thing. When you buy oregano oil, you're trusting a company to get it right. And the truth they don't tell you? Many commercial oils sit on shelves for months, slowly losing their potency. Some are diluted without clear labeling. And a tiny 30 milliliters bottle can cost you anywhere from $20 to $40. When you make it yourself, you control everything. The quality of the oregano, the purity of the oil, and most importantly, the potency your brain deserves. You move from being a consumer to being a master of your own sanctuary. But there's a right way and a very wrong way to do this. And to get the results, you must avoid these 3 crucial traps. Mistake number 1, and this is the one that ruined my first batch, is using fresh oregano. I know it sounds counterintuitive. Fresh is always better, right? Not when you're making infused oil. Here's why. Fresh oregano contains water, quite a lot of it actually. When you submerge fresh herbs in oil, that water has nowhere to go. It creates the perfect environment for bacteria to grow, including something called Clostridium botulinum, which can be genuinely dangerous. Think of it this way. Oil and water don't mix, but bacteria love moisture. By using dried oregano, you eliminate that risk completely. The fix is simple but non-negotiable. Always use completely dried oregano leaves. If you're harvesting from your garden, hang the sprigs in a warm, dry place for at least 1 to 2 weeks until the leaves crumble easily between your fingers. Better yet, use organic dried oregano. It's more potent and completely safe. Mistake number 2, the wrong ratio. Many tutorials online will tell you to add just a few sprigs of oregano to a full jar of oil. That gives you a lightly flavored cooking oil, not a therapeutic infusion. On the flip side, cramming the jar completely full of oregano leaves you with barely any oil to work with. The sweet spot I found after many batches? Fill your jar about halfway with crumbled dried oregano, then cover it with oil until the herbs are submerged by about 1 inch, roughly 2 to 3 centimeters. This gives you a beautifully concentrated infusion without wasting precious herbs. Patience is part of this ratio too. Let it steep for a minimum of 3 to 4 weeks in a cool, dark place. Shake the jar gently every few days to help the Carvacrol and other beneficial compounds infuse evenly. I know it's tempting to use it after a week, but trust me, the difference in potency at 4 weeks is significant. Mistake number 3, the heat sabotage. Mistake number 3 is something almost nobody talks about. Your carrier oil matters. Not all oils extract oregano's beneficial compounds equally. Extra virgin olive oil is my top choice, and there's a reason for that. It's rich in its own antioxidants, it's stable at room temperature, and its molecular structure helps draw out the Carvacrol effectively. Avoid light refined oils like standard vegetable or sunflower oil. They simply don't have the stability or the extraction power you need. And please, never heat your oil to speed up the process. Heat destroys the very Carvacrol you're trying to extract. It's like spending hours preparing a meal and then burning it at the last minute. Cold infusion, no heat, quality olive oil. That's the best formula. So how do you make it? Here is my exact method, the one I use every single time now. First, sterilize a clean glass jar. I pour boiling water over mine and let it dry completely. Remember what we learned about moisture? Then fill the jar halfway with crumbled dried oregano, and if you want to be precise, a good ratio is roughly 1 part dried oregano to 2 parts oil. Pour cold pressed extra virgin olive oil over the oregano until it's fully covered by about 1 inch. Use a clean spoon to press the oregano down gently. You want to release any trapped air pockets. Seal the jar tightly and place it somewhere cool and dark. A cupboard away from the stove is perfect. Put a small note with the date on it. Trust me, in 3 weeks, you'll thank yourself. Shake it gently every 2 or 3 days, and that's it. Nature does the rest. After 3 to 4 weeks, strain the oil through a fine cheesecloth or a coffee filter into a clean, dark glass dropper bottle. And here's a small but beautiful thing I do. I label my bottle with the date and the simple words, "Made with intention." Because there's something deeply grounding about using a remedy you created with your own hands. Clarity begins with the energy you put into your rituals. So on foggy mornings, I take 1 single drop of this homemade oil in a teaspoon of plain olive oil before breakfast. It is potent, so a little goes a long way. But as always, I want to be honest and keep you safe. Oregano oil, even homemade, is incredibly potent. If you're pregnant, nursing, on blood thinners, or have any underlying health condition, please talk to your doctor before using it. Naturally made doesn't automatically mean safe for everyone. If this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe to Mind Over Age. Also, comment below. Have you ever tried making your own herbal oil? I'd love to hear about your experiences. And if you've ever had a batch go wrong like my first one, you're in good company. And if you want to understand why oregano oil is so powerful for brain fog, including the science behind Carvacrol and what to look for when buying it, I'll link my deep dive oregano oil video right here and in the description. Thank you so much for being here in my calm corner. Stay sharp, be well, and I'll see you in the next video.